Okay, welcome back. This works. Page numbers up. Let's strong airless bit. Sodium seems has appeared at the end of the reclamation spell line. Fine if William already knows. Okay. Okay, that. I'm just trying to find yesterday or uh Tuesday's text so I can tell it what day it is. I mean, it can look up the date, but I just mean um say what day later here. Oh, this is Tuesday, I think. Oh, it's Tuesday the 25th. Okay, so we're gonna go 12. Mhm. 30, 245. Where did I see August 25th? That's funny. 240. I'm always just a little bit, usually it's a little bit late. Okay, so somewhere around here is the next day. Okay. Okay, back. Today is actually Thursday, August 27th, 6. Today started with current galleries and closed, which was about 11:45 this morning. Uh, just kind of letting it know that, yeah. What is going on here? Oh, that's just, okay, that's just, yeah, yeah, yeah. Clear that out. That's fine. Okay, wait for it to come back. Good at William layer pills. Oh, come on. It doesn't take that long to book him back. Thursday. Noted gallery courtyard stretch from this morning is still in context. Um, um, I assumed that Sir William already knows who Violet is since she's the one that cursed him. And he's been looking for her, but I'm not sure if I really gave any indication that he found that out. Um, okay, the chapters, right? You're fine. He does know on the page. It's chapter 4, EVM profiles. Unicorn and Wizard D library. He reads her Enchanted Villa monthly interview. She claims turning Sir William into Unicorn and taking Hale's. The text says he already knew who Violet was, gets angry and starts liking the idea of taking care of her. He connects Violet halfway. She saw half his magic and goes looking for halfway to help with the curse. He tells the party about a beggar woman with purple streak. He'd been trying to find her, but halfway names her. So by the chapter 13, William knowing she was Violet is earned. You don't need another intro on that page unless you want a refresher for the reader. Violet went halfway speech. Um, okay. Sir Williamson. Only spouses. I can still put Violet in here just to, so it's who he's referencing, right? Here, let's do a little bit of surgery here. I might still have to cut it or whatever, but is well, okay. I don't need to do that. I forgot because halfway confirmed that was her. Okay. Uh, and then I will store view. All right. Sir William tried to believe started buying faster, and they didn't speak again until the castle was in view. It was approaching fast. Down between the turnstiles and ticket counter. This looks a little short now. One, two, one, two. Nope. Okay, that looks kind of short enough, I think. Uh, check the page again. I shortened it, I think, just enough. I don't really have. I just basically went along the premise of being able to do a page down twice. So anything under that um, is supposed to be good. Seemed Sir William seemed to be very proficient. Um, and seemed to be very proficient in only a few minutes of, we'll say, flight. You do loops, turns, glides, and swoops. Um, um, I left life off of this because I already used the word once. That's a fair instinct. Dear life, time of his life, in one sentence is clunky. Leaving it at the time of his reads a bit unfinished, though. Easy swaps that dodge the repeat. Hanging on tightly with Sir William's having the time of his life. Finish the thought with something that isn't life again. Alright. That's alright. Having a blast, this sounds fine. Having a blast. Okay. Okay. Does it seem okay on the link front? I don't really have a real length metric. I simply do it based on paging down twice. So anything under it is good. But I don't have a regular line count. I have a feeling that I might have to go over every single page and really crunch it down when it gets to the actual implementation. But anyway, YouTube's not receiving enough video. Yeah, I know. It's fluctuating again because I guess because of rain or something. I don't know if it's raining right now, but it was earlier, I think. Page down twice feels perfectly, but for this, you don't need a strict line count yet. The page, the live beat, title through choices before originals are 13. Some earlier beats run so you're a little longer than the type castle connectors in the same band as a talkie plot page like Road to Recovery. Fine, especially with the reclaim explanation doing the real work for later implementation. Yes, you may crunch many pages when UI port is real. That's normal. Don't pre-optimize everything now. Keep the story clear first. Compress when you see what 2-page styles actually show in the game. Length is okay for a phase 1 narrative draft, not flabby. Uh, Not 2-page split unless you want more breathing room for banner. Yeah. Yeah. I decided to cut the Master Wizard joke out because I already had a line above talking about halfway wanting to use a different spell. I mean, I could have used either or. I could have cut that one out and then kept the Master Wizard part. And it might be the Master Wizard one might be a little bit funnier, maybe. I'm not really that focused on it right now. That the text, I'm not really focused on the comedy in the text, really. I mean, sort of, but not exactly. Good cut. The airless different spell beat already carries the humor. The landing gag was repeating the Master Wizard bit without adding story. If left is cleaner. Fight, flounder, reclaiming, brief, speed up. William still saying Master Wizard once as he leaves is enough character without correction routine. Okay, that's good. And now, I guess, I should either decide to move the what is that one? Actually, let's open this other page here. Just go ahead and close that. Close without saving. Um, in search of half magic, the backside of castle, going in. The last halfway spell, smelling the flowers, surface to surface. Up in the gallery, the magic returns. This should either decide to move the magic returns to the end of the chapter, or write the page out first and then move it. If I do the page out first, then it means that I've done that page, I guess, and I can mark it as done, I suppose. So the outline, the content, say whether it wants to say after fights. Moving first means renumbering doors twice if it written seam. All right. Yeah, and in fact, I can. I don't know, but store in a memory that I will need to move the page once the others are done. It helps when I see others are done. This means I don't have to move the entry in the page list to the bottom and then have to remember that it's finished. I should finish the pages, rearrange afterward. So it will have a bit of a continuity. What? Continuity error Continuity Club. Until I'm done with the pages. Also note if you put that in agents.md, also note that I will be rearranging it, not that you. And if it's in agents.md, when I'm done, you'll probably want to remove it from there at the end of chapter 13. I'm ready to start 14. Be explicit sometimes. Sometimes it takes you literal. Literally literal. Okay. Finish the other chapter 13 pages first, then rearrange afterward. Do not move. Basically, treating the user will do the rearrange, not the agent, unless they explicitly ask for help with that move. Continuity Flub until the other pages are done. Expected fix. Don't fix early. You rearrange magic returns, not me, unless you explicitly ask. When chapter 13 is done and you're ready for chapter 14, remove that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna write the magic returns and okay, so what's gonna happen is after the fight, Sir William is going to fly back to the castle because, and maybe I'll even I might put it in this page, but where he makes the connection, going, and actually, let's go ahead and let's look at something real quick before I do that. So let's go fight to fancy, tuck and roll, playing chicken, the slide, playing chicken, the slide, tuck and roll, the knockout, unexpected help. Okay, unexpected help was the last page, is it? Crooktooth starts heading towards Sir William again when two other dragons swoop in behind. These two dragons fly towards Sir William. They're flying. Fall to their deaths. Huh. Um, I'll ask about that when I get to this page because I don't know if Chester or Nestor really know anything about what's going on other than the fact that Crooktooth is the one that basically enchanted the other dragons, and so that's why they're acting all weird and stuff. So that's the one thing that I didn't do. I kind of made their own story, kind of their own thing. Although they do join the battle, so I have to find a way to kind of fit them back in, sort of. I mean, I might be able to do it on this page, actual page here, but okay. Let's do that. Okay, so what's going to happen here is, here, um, Violet is in the meeting room off of the throne room, and Max is Max. Violet was in there, had been, is in there. See, having been there a while. Max is just finishing. Let me think of something. What do we call that little meeting room on the side of the throne room? I don't want to use the word room twice. So what's a good name to call it? It could even be his private chambers, be Max's things private chambers, although not to be confused with his bedroom. Council chamber? Okay, let me blow this up here for a second. Solar study. Council chamber, council chamber. Cabinet. Former fairy tale court, senior staff, king at the head, not a bedroom, pair, throne room, plus council chamber. Actually, I think council chamber, that'll work. That'll work. And it doesn't even have to do it. Council chamber pairs cleanly, throne room plus council chamber, no double room clash in one breath if you say it. Senior staff, king of the head, max working face of lands. Yeah. Will actually not just be a desk, but an actual table with multiple chairs for meetings, but council chambers reads well. Even better, a council chamber wants a table and chairs, not just a desk. Desk energy is a study. Shared table is exactly the council. Council chamber, okay, council chamber. Um, Having been in the council chamber already, Violet is being scolded by Max. Max yells, tells her she needs to work with Fred, and if anything happens to her, Violet would be responsible. I'm gonna just do that. Okay. Comes out the East Gate. Even though the throne room was large and the council chamber was separated by two doors and a room span, the two guards outside couldn't help but overhear Max's booming voice. You will work with Fred, and you won't complain about it. I'm making myself clear. You can't ask me. Violet was cut short. You can ask anything I please. I'm ruler here. Nothing much. Nothing must jeopardize my plans. I need bread because I need these werewolves. And if I hear anything, see, think, 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 thinky, think, 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 thinky, 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 think. Okay. anything. Uh, anything stops from scripting them, or anything happens to Red, I'm holding you personally responsible. Now go. Let's see. Everything sounds right from conscripting them, or anything happens to Red, I'm personally responsible. But Violet protested. Okay. I'm trying to think of something more that he'll say. And basically, Violet comes out and she's kind of shaken. Um, she's pretty scared. This might be a little bit of a long one, and I'll have to cut it back too, but I guess that's the way that goes too, right? Okay. I I said go. Max pointing to the door. Max's face was beet red as he pointed to the door. How do you describe someone looking afraid? But had tears in her eyes. The color completely went out of Violet's face, and her eyes filled with tears. Tearing up? Tearing up? We're tearing up? Tearing up. It's like tearing up. But I mean, that's how you spell tear, so. And her eyes started tearing up. The color, okay, we'll do it this way. The color, how do you, I don't know, how do you say that? The color left visibly drained from Violet's face. Her lip began to quiver, and she started tearing up. She turned around and left. Max put his hands on the table. In order to calm down. Halfway popped out of, let's see. We'll do it this way. Let's see. Let's see. Where does she walk? Where does she go? Um, okay. Let me think for a second. Um, Basically, I want her to leave out of the east service entrance, because what she does is she doesn't think about it. She decides that she wants to. She doesn't go out the. Well, I don't know. Maybe figuring since she was here. Look at what I have for the magic returns so far. And then I want to discuss something about how she exits. Let's see what we got here. Read it. Strongly open so far. West working council chamber name clearly next to the throne room. Max's red warning lands. Chapter 15. Irony is loaded. Yeah. Let's exit from the meeting is clear, shaken, dismissed, leaves through the door. Still ahead. Eastgate Depot halfway confronts. I was thinking that she actually leaves via the east service exit. After coming out of the double doors, even though it means going down across the hall and then up again. Because she's a bit more than distraught, and she doesn't care as much about the optimal path. Okay. Then I had a thought that if halfway comes out of the middle, he's still going to be on the north end or 2.5 ways left. She's going to want to run, but that means running around back. Or I could have her leave the same way as. I keep forgetting there's a front door too. As halfway just before he does. Or a thought just occurred that the front gate, whatever, drawbridge, it's probably a drawbridge, is south, and maybe she exits there and then comes around to the East Depot. Not sure of the best course of action, but if she does that, we can run south and not north away from halfway. There'll be a chase. She could also, if she goes out front, and halfway spots her, she could run around the other way towards the west, and Sir William could be right there. I don't know. Okay. You're picking two different problems. How she leaves the castle and which way she runs when halfway appears. East service distraught shortcut that isn't short. Pros character excuse for the silly vertical loop. She doesn't care. Lands her at where halfway's headed, stays on the bits, leaving Max scolding. Cons same place halfway east exit. If he comes out the courtyard arch at the same time, you're already on top of each other. Chase needs to be a beat of spotting before contact. Same path as halfway just ahead, through the gate, fountained before him. Simple, natural, he comes out, she's right there. less fleeing Max's wing, more tourist path. If she's distraught, she might not choose the pretty court. South front, drawbridge, then around to the East Depot out of the proposal halfway is in the court. At the East Arch, south is away from them. Chase geometry is clear. He cuts her off, or William herds her back, gives her a reason to be circling toward the depot without using service longer. You must believe she go to the depot at all after that. Chase geometry. If he emerges toward the east fountain, east arch, she flees, feels like north around back, away from depot, into Omnigate garden, odd unless she's panicking, blind. East service, east terrace, toward the meeting point, good for confrontation, weaker runaway. South front, clean escape vector from someone in the court, center east. So south run helps the chase, east service helps why she's at the depot and sells distress. Practical combo. She leaves Max via the throne, does use east service, upset and optimizing east terrace. Halfway arrives from the courtyard, east exit. She tries to bolt south along the east side toward the front approach. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Or at least, I don't know if I didn't give enough info or if you're just not picturing the layout properly. She's going to want to run away from him. He's probably heading toward the East Depot because she's got to go back to the surface. If she goes out the gate, around the fountain, and south to the front doors and out, she would probably walk to the left around the castle to the East Depot. Okay. So when halfway shows up, she'd immediately bolt the other way. Okay. Let me think. Think. Okay. She knows she can't even touch him, much less get near him. So even though she's going the wrong direction, it doesn't matter. Just get away. Same with walking towards the back. Okay. Now let me think for a second. Okay. Same with walking towards the back. Except Sir William needs a place to land if he wants to help out. So she could go around back towards the west side. If she exits and then is near the train and he exits just after and spots her, she can run around the front. But If she uses the surface entrance, she wouldn't run forward and she'd run away. That means running around back. So really, I need the most logical and least contrived method for confronting her. Sir William will pop in at the end and land behind her and push her with his wing. Okay. And by picturing, I don't mean it actually pictures. It's not imaging, but it's organizing the information to know how the layout works based on what I described. You're right, to pin it on the runaway from him. William needs Skyroom. There's a layout in those terms. Shared goal, not contrived. Both end up at the East Depot, East Terrace, for their own reasons. Violet get out after Max's blow up, right? Halfway. That's where he's been hunting her. So the meet is the same destination, close timing, not her wandering into his arms on purpose. We're away from halfway points. If he steps out of the castle's east mouth, the courtyard arch, or the east service onto the terrace, he's on the castle side. She's more toward the depot. Fleeing him means not back into that door, it means along the outside. South around the front, drawbridge side, or north around the back toward the Omnigate garden. Both are wrong way relative to finish my depot business, which fits panic, just get distance. William's wing nudge geometry, you want halfway Violet William with William on her escape line, so the shove sends her back into halfway. Open East Terrace or North Garden, both give room to land. Courtyard fountain is tighter and more tourist contrived for unicorn landing. Um, it still's not getting it. Um, he can land. He can land on the front. In other words, like on the front steps or on the drawbridge or in the castle entrance, which actually leads into the courtyard, right? So that would actually be in the courtyard, but he doesn't need to be in the courtyard either. He can be, but he doesn't need to be. She leaves the council throne, north walk, east, service down, up, or gate, down, east arch, either. Distraught, favorite service on would favorite court. Upset can do either. She's on the east terrace toward the depot, halfway appears from the castle east exit beside her. She bolts south, away, front way around, or north back garden. William dives in ahead of her on that path, and the wing pushes her into halfway's hands. You don't need front doors first, long walk around, then depot as the only logic. That's extra. Depot first is enough. Hmm. Then front, approach east south open. On the gate garden already in the story. Off the property panic, get to the machine garden panic. Lean arrive both at East Terrace. She flees north into the back garden. Scenery. William intercepts on that run. Skip. She left via the front and walked all the way around. That's a non-contrived spine.